Hi ladies, bienvenidas a mi porción del Bible study. Sorry that I posted it so late. I had some issues with procrastination today and I had this huge assignment due. But anyways, let's get started. So for my portion of the Bible study, we are focusing on Proverbs chapter 4. Y si vieron ahí, denme el little Roman numeral, entonces el número 4. So in chapter 4, there's basically two subheadings. One of them is called parental advice, and the second one is admonition to the right path. So parental advice, as we kind of already know, is basically advice for following. In this case, parental because it's like the father. It speaks about the parents, but as we know, it could be applied to any sort of kind of hierarchy of wisdom. And for those of you who had no idea what the word admonition means, I looked it up because I didn't know what it meant either. And basically, it means to warn. So it's warning against going on the wrong path. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. All right, so now that we have those basic two parts covered, let's dive into some specific verses from the chapter. I chose the verses that most spoke to me. As I recommended, you guys could read the whole chapter before watching the video. But these are kind of just the verses that kind of stuck out to me and kind of encompassed everything that the chapter was talking about. The first verse I selected was verse 4, and it says, "He taught me and said to me, 'Let your heart hold fast my words, keep my commandments, and live.'" So the reason why I picked this verse is because I really liked how it was just so direct. God is literally telling us, keep my commandments, and live. I also really liked how in this part he says, keep my commandments first and live. It's not live and if you can keep my commandments. No, it's a direct command to keep his commandments and live out just as Christ intended us to. It kind of makes me feel like if you keep his commandments, you'll live the life that you need to live. It's not one thing before the other. God gives us an order. God gives us the way that we should live. And this is what he says we should do. So the next verse is Proverbs 4:9, and it says, "She will place on your head a fair garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown." And like this one talks about crowns and garlands and all this and like all this beautiful stuff. And I chose this verse because like we learned about in Becky's video, the book of Proverbs refers to wisdom as a personified woman. So wisdom will give you these beautiful gifts, the crown, the garland, these gifts of beauty that we see in women, but that are inside of our hearts and not so exterior, even though they're personified as exterior. Now we're moving to the second part of the chapter. And this is the one where it's warning against evil. And it says this about evil in verse 4:15. "Avoid it, do not go on it, turn away from it, and pass on." For this verse, I just really liked how blunt it was. And it was just like straight up like, girl, avoid it. Don't do it. Just stay away, turn around, pass on. Yeah, end of story, close the book, bye. Which I will admit is easier said than done. And the last verse that I chose was Proverbs 4:23, and it says, "Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flows the springs of life." So far this chapter has kind of been kind of blunt with its language, but I really like the way that it ended because it was kind of like, all right, girl, cuídate, guard that heart from evil. Follow the commandments of God and just be the pure woman that God wants us to be. Like it says, from our heart flows life. We have the capacity not only as women, but as children of Christ to give life to others. But in order to do that, we must have a pure heart that stays away from evil, that follows his commandments, and that is crowned with a beautiful crown of wisdom. Bueno, chicas, that's the end of my little discussion. Sorry, I talk a lot. You guys already know this video was not supposed to be that long, pero ya saben que no me para el pico. So I leave you guys with these reflection questions that you can answer ya mañana cuando se despierten porque es bien tarde. And these, they say, how does the responsibility of obedience portray itself in your daily life? And as women, how can we help one another to protect each other's hearts? Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video if you already have, because like I said, it's really long. But I love you guys, and God bless you, and have a great night or day, whatever time you listen to it.